What's up guys, welcome to this brand new series. We are going to build complete CRUD app in PHP using object-oriented programming. In this first episode, we will set up the project, organize our folders and connect PHP to MySQL. So before wasting more time, let's jump into it. First of all, we have to start our Apache server and MySQL. Make sure both are running. Then after that, I'm gonna open the htdoc directory, which is inside c XAMPP htdoc. Now here I will create the project folder. Inside project folder, I will open the terminal, and inside terminal we will type the code and full stop. And this will open the same directory in VS Code. Now let's create a clean structure in the app where our core code lives. In the config, we will set up our configuration, and inside public, we will set up our template. Now inside app, we need core, we need models, controllers, views, so on. Alright, so we have all the required folders. Now inside folder, we need to create our files. So in the public, I will create index.php. Inside config folder, let's create config.php. Now we need to create a controller. Let's create the database.php. We also need helper functions. So for that, let's create function.php. Inside model, we need product model. And inside view, we need two folders. One will be our layout, and the second one will be our product. Inside layout, we will create header.php and also footer.php. And inside product, we will create all the required files for creating the template like form, create, or edit. So I think we have all the required files and that we have completed our structure. Now the next thing what we're gonna do, we're gonna work on the database. So before typing the database code, let's create database. So I'm gonna open the browser. In the search bar, I will type localhost and PHP my admin, which will open our PHP dashboard. Next, we will create our database. And inside database, we need a table for our products, and column will be 5. Now we have to fill our columns. So the first one will be ID, name, price, description, and created at. After that, we will make this auto increment and primary. This type will be varchar. For the price, we will choose the decimal and its length will be 10 underscore 2. And by default, it's going to be 0. For the description, we can choose the text. And for created at, we will choose the timestamp, which will be our current timestamp. So now let's save this. And perfect, we have our complete table. Next, we will be working on the database connection. So for that, we have to create database class. So inside database.php, let's create database class. Inside class, we need private variable, which is MySQL. Next, we will create the construct function. So when we call the object of this class, it will automatically run this construct function. Inside this function, we will connect our PHP to our database. Inside MySQL object, we will pass the 4 parameters. With this parameter, we will connect our PHP to our database. As you can see that the VS Code giving us error that these parameter did not found, but we will create that later in the config.php. In the if statement, I will check if the database is connected or not. So if the database did not connect it, it's going to execute die function with this message. Database connection failed. And we will concatenate this error. Here we are setting the character set to handle various encoding, especially when dealing with database. Then we will create another function. Inside this function, we will return the MySQL. All right, so I think we are done for the database class. Now the next thing we will be working on these parameters. So inside the config.php, we will be defining these constants. Our DB host will be localhost. By pressing Alt Shift and arrow down, you can replicate line like these. So our DB user will be root and our DB password will be empty. And our DB name will be same as the database we have created in PHP MyAdmin. After that, I will define another constant which we will be using later. So it will be a base URL. All right, so we are done for the configuration file. Now let me just close all these files. Now if we check inside database, we don't have any error because we define all the constants. Next, we will be working inside index.php. So first thing we have to start the session. After starting session, we will connect our config.php file to this index.php. Now our config file is connected. Next, we will auto load. So we will create auto load function. And for that, I am using auto load register function. Inside this function, we will pass all the files so it gets automatically auto load. As you can see, we are passing the directories like core models and controllers. So if we have any files in this directory, this function will automatically load those files. Right. So next we also need to connect our function.php. Next we will call the database connection class. So I'm going to call the new object of that class. And I think we set up everything. So the next we will check this in a browser if our database is connected or not. Let's type the local host and the project name. Now inside public, we have the index file. So let's open that and we don't get any error. So that's mean our database is connected. Now let me show you a example. If I change something like, let me change this parameter. And now I'm going to save this. And if we check again, you can see we got the error. So now our database is not connected. Let me change this. And if I change the database name here, now let's try again. We got another error, unknown database. So that's been our database and PHP connection is perfect. Now let me change this and let's try again. And the error is gone. All right, so that's it for this episode. In this episode, we learned a lot. In the next episode, we will be working on the product model. And if you like this tutorial, please make sure to subscribe our channel, press the bell icon so you won't miss any upcoming videos. I will see you in the next video.